Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What If Madara Was Reincarnated as Neglected Naruto. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now before continuing this, I hope you had a very happy holiday yesterday and yeah, spent it with your family and had a good time in general, because I was just resting while being sick back at home because of the flu that I had. It's too damn cold outside. I was being careless and yeah, I didn't want it for the same to happen to you guys. Anyways, if you're sick, I hope you get healthy soon. And yeah, if you're healthy, then I wish you stay healthy, man. And yeah, I wish you have a new and best Happy New Year that is soon going to come up, even though it's starting with WTF, like 2020 did. Let's just hope it doesn't end the same way. Finger crossed. Here's hoping. Anyways, yeah, another thing before we just go on with it, I have on a whim bought the books of Harry Potter series. I don't know why. I watched the movies quite a long time ago when I was a kid, but now I just want to get back into it because most of you guys have been requesting that. And yes, I have bought the Percy Jackson books. They had arrived and I still haven't read them because there are a lot of self-help books that I also bought, like Atomic Habits and whatnot. I'm gonna be reading them first, and then I'm gonna be reading Percy Jackson, and then I'm gonna be reading Harry Potter. After I finish each and every one book, I will try to make it into a movie by integrating Naruto into that, or I will try just, to turn it into a series because I have been itching to write a story for quite a long time, but I'm being lazy and it's too much of a hassle for me. I know the intro is getting long, but yeah, I was just, thinking of having a heart to heart with my friends and fam. So yeah, I hope you guys don't mind this much. Anyways, if you have any book story suggestion like novels and whatnot that you guys love to read, I know about one like, the Stormlight Archives, but yeah, it's quite hard to find here in my region and it's quite expensive literally. Anyways, I'm gonna buy that once I find a proper price and the proper book set. But before that, I have bought the Harry Potter book set and it will be arriving anytime soon. And yeah, as promised, I will give you Percy Jackson movies and Harry Potter movies as well. Now, enough said, without any further ado, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins with Madara Uchiha laying down on the ground as he has been defeated by the true child of prophecy, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, as currently only one person was standing by his side, Hashirama Senju, his counterpart, his best friend. I hope you now rest in peace, Madara, my dear friend. As Madara didn't say anything, just closed his eyes shut, as death once more embraced him. But his eyes opened again, but not on the scene on which it closed. Standing in front of him was now a divine room door. As he opened the huge door and stood inside three huge dominant figures, that he immediately realized who they were. What can I do for you, Kami-sama, Shinigami-sama, and Yami-sama? You have sinned against us, and you have been led astray as well, said Shinigami and Kami. Yes, I would be ready to take any punishment. Punishment, you say? Do you not want a redemption, Madara? Said Yami. I know there is no redemption for someone like me. I was led astray. Like a puppet, I was used by Zetsu and Kaguya. There is no hope for me left. And besides, what good I am to you? The world is already saved. Not like you could need any help from me. That would be true in this world's case, but there is another one on which we would need your help. Help? Another world? What do you mean? Think of it as a mirror dimension, Madara. Similar to this one, but only with a few differences, key differences. You see, the child of prophecy, Naruto Uzumaki, yes, he was the one, or his counter or mirror self was the one who was the child of prophecy of that dimension until he was killed by a civilian attack of Konoha. What? But why? Why would they do something like that? As Kami then said, better if we show you that. As it was shown to Madara by Kamiyami and Shinigami that Naruto had a perfect family. He had both parents, as well as two older siblings, but that was the end of the perfect image there was to it. His both siblings were arrogant and quite narcissists, while both of the parents boosted their ego and focused on them because they possessed the chakra of the Kyuubi while Naruto possessed only the soul. And because of the soul being possessed by Naruto, his whisker marks, which were thin lines in this dimension, were quite darker and bushy like. And he had two canines for teeth and had, well, slits for eyes. But even then, his family, although a little bit afraid of him and quite hateful for him, would take him in because they realized that he was, in fact, in reality Naruto, and it was only the effects of the soul. Most of the shinobi clans knew, but not the civilians, and because of that, they would target Naruto each and every day because they thought that he was human, in a Kyuubi's manifestation in human form, and they would try to end it until one day on the 5th of his birthday they did, when his family didn't even bother to listen to his side. They would always say that the people would change or that Naruto needs to give up on these sorts of pranks that would make people hate him. Or sometimes even in drunken state they would suggest that it was his own fault for looking like that, which hurted the poor boy's self-esteem to the point that he had given up on everything. As Madara watching this was quite enraged. Why are you showing me this? The child died a brutal way in an alleyway on his 5th birthday, as we showed you. As a final image of Naruto was shown that Madara almost was sickened to the stomach by seeing. I can't believe this. Are these the same people that I know? Same faces, but not the same people. Mirror world, remember? And that is why we need someone like you to go there. What do you want me to do? Said Madara with his eyes narrowed, as Kamiyami and Shinigami smirked. As now we see, in that mirror dimension, Naruto's body, who was laying on the ground, suddenly twitched in his own pool of blood, as a rustling sound was heard as Naruto got to his feet. As the man who was standing on the other side of the alleyway, "Hey, look! The Kyuubi's back to life. We better finish what we started now. Don't you think so, guys?" As the man then began to walk towards Naruto and unsheathed his katana. "I was not gonna use this, but better taint it with your blood. I'll keep it as a memento for my children." As the man was about to swing down the blades, suddenly he didn't do anything. The only movement he did was brought the blade down. What? As suddenly he noticed that Naruto was standing behind him. The blade was in his hand. As he was measuring as the people behind the man, as the man turned, were looking at him with shocked filled state. As Naruto's other hand was filled with both of his. "You think you could do anything you want, huh? And I will just allow you to do it. True, you might say, my friend, that this blade needs to be filled with blood, but not the blood of mine, of you all." As what followed suit was a massacre, a dissection of people in such a way that nobody would even think or crave about. As after that we see Madara eyes, which were red with slits in them, but 3 tomos each as well, then said, I know what I need to do now. I'll do it in my own way. This body is weak, but not for too long." As Naruto returned to his home from the memories of Naruto, slamming the door shut, he didn't bother to say anything, just walked past his family, who were looking at him with wide eyes because they noticed that Naruto was covered head to toe in blood. As Minato and Kushina looked towards one another and soon followed him suit. "Naruto, what the hell happened? Why are you covered in blood?" As they heard the shower, as Naruto was using it. After cleaning it up, Naruto then looked towards himself in a mirror and pushed his hair back. And then, grabbing onto some clothes, he began to pack them. And then, the door opened. The room was empty, especially the cupboard in which the little clothes that Naruto had were packed. "You don't need to worry about anything. I'll be getting out of your hair. Wait, what? What do you mean getting out of our hair? What do you mean, son? Do not bother calling me that, Minato Namikaze. From this day onwards, I am no longer your son. I denounce you all as my family. As Menma tried to punch him, but Naruto grabbed his punch by his own hand and twisted his hand to the point that Menma was on his knees. Better watch, Uzumaki, because I won't be tolerant the next time. As Naruto kicked him in the face, sending him across the dining table. As Minato and Kushina then stood there. Naruto, what the hell is going on with you? You're not thinking right, Minato. I'm not the one that you should fear. I'm not the Kyuubi if you're thinking about that. Who are you? Let's just say I'm someone who is worse. As that is when they see Naruto's eyes morphed into Sharingan. What have you done to our son? Your son? What have I done to it? You people really are delusional. Yes, really, you are. I am not your son. I am not the Kyuubi. What I am is the ghost of Uchiha. And with that said, he vanished in a sunshin. As Mito then said, what the hell was that? Did he lose his brain or something? No. Those eyes, that demeanor, it could only mean one thing. And the title that he gave himself. What could it mean, Sensei? Think, Minato. Only one person in the history of the whole Uchiha clan held that title. Madara? But how? I don't even know myself. As that is when we see Minato was called into the council chamber because a lot of dead bodies cut it up in cube-sized pieces were discovered in an alleyway with a huge pool of blood. As Minato was terrified, and that is when it clicked. Naruto returned covered in the pool of blood. Anbus said, stopping the council meeting, I want you to find my son Naruto as fast as you can. As this was going on, we see, unbeknownst to Minato or the Anbus, Naruto was already going, as he has arrived at the Uchiha clan compound to make a stop. From there, from his traditional home that was locked up and kept as a memento, he took away his Ganbei, and then he knew what he had to do. As he was now standing at the Valley of the Damned, he gave a signal that he was sure that he gave his Obito to contact one another. As up in the sky, a fire phoenix was formed before it disappeared. As there we see behind Naruto materialized a kunai as well as a person with a mask. Talk. How do you know of this, Hansio? And what do you want? You only know that only two people know this, Obito. It cannot be. Madara, how are you here? Listen, I do not have much time. He might be nearby. Who? Zetsu? Yes. What of it then? As Madara then freed Obito from Zetsu's genjutsu. What is going on? You are under a genjutsu from Zetsu's side. That cannot be. He was your will, right? No, he was not. He is the will of someone who is much more sinister. Listen, Obito. I'm going to show you something that I brought that will happen in this future. As Obito's was shown was the memories of everything until the end. It cannot be. So the Moonlight Planets... Yes, it is a way to free Kaguya Otsutsuki. Not what we were thinking. But then how are we going to change the shinobi world? I have a plan. We will follow the same path, but after gathering all the 9 Bijus, you will become the 10-tailed Jinchuriki, and then you will first kill Zetsu himself. Alright, and then what? Then we will destroy the elemental nation. The people who are worth saving will be saved, and the rest will be killed. This boy was to be the child of prophecy. I see him from your memories, Naruto. But why are you in his body? I am Madara, but from a different time-space. Now first of all, I need to know that if my counterpart is here, you're from a parallel world. But how can that be? Look, I don't have much time to explain. What I need to do is Edo Tensei myself. And the perfect way to do is use my blood and my grave. And now we see both of them standing there. As Madara using the Edo Tensei used a clone to sacrifice himself to Shinigami. But the Shinigami told him that it was not necessary because they were the ones who sent him there. And so he thanked Shinigami and revived himself. And is it time, Obito, if you have revived me? No, it is not. Who are you and why do you possess my eyes? Because, as the shining gun flared, as the Edo Tensei Madara see through the memories, as his fist clenched, as teeth gritted themselves, Zetsu. He he was behind all of this, wasn't he? The Uchiha Shrine statue and all those years of agony and work. I know, but it goes even beyond that. What do you want from me? If you are here, sent by Kamiyami and Shinigami, it is obvious that you are here to do something different than what was initially planned. Yes, you might be revived by Zetsu if he finds out about our plan. And we need a backup. Me? Clever. Already informing me beforehand. Good to know, good to know. Yes. Now, all I can do is just put you to rest and wait until you are to be revived. Alright. I will do as you say. As after that we see both Obito as well as Naruto then were away as the mother of this world was put to rest again. So that is taken care of. What do you want to do now, Madara? Go along with the plan until we are ready to the final step. And once we are, then kill Zetsu and the rest of the Akatsuki, except for Nagato and Konan, the only two that are spareable. Understood. And so, Naruto or Madara went into hiding. He was making sure that Zetsu was not able to plan anything ahead of him. He knew what Zetsu did, and he was gonna make sure that this time around, his plans won't come to fruition. As time began to pass by, we see that Zetsu and Obito were on the odds once more, as they would usually fight in the council meetings, as Zetsu was getting anti-gated because he was not being heard by Obito like before. Damn it, is the genjutsu weakening? Why? Why is this happening now when we are this close? Do not worry, my child. Everything is going according to the plan, said a voice. I know, mother, but I can't let this go wrong. Not this time. When we finally have a chance to free you, everything will be alright. There's nothing you need to be worried about. As this was going on, we go back to Konoha, where we see it was confirmed by the memories that Naruto indeed died and then suddenly woke up. As from the memories, through Inuichi, who saw through the corpses and was now having PTSD of his own. With all due respect, Minato, I need to take a long vacation after this. Whatever your child did, it's nothing similar to what he was before. He was scared. As Minato and Kushina were terrified and mortified of what they have witnessed. The people, all this time, he was telling the truth, Minato. They were beating him, and they were hurting, and we didn't even do anything. I know. We never listened. And he did die. We saw that. As Benma and Mito also felt guilty because they realized that their brother indeed died. While they were only being egotistical and claimed that they were the strongest. What kind of strong were they if they couldn't even save their brother who was screaming for help in agony before he was taken? Their hatred and self-loathing was so much that they began to hate the people of Konoha that they vowed to protect. What's the point in protecting these people if they can turn their back on you like this? We told them that Naruto was one of ours. He's our child and he's our brother, and this is what they did, said Menma. As Minato then said, I know. Wait, but then who is living inside Naruto's body now? He claimed to be Ghost of Uchiha, but I thought that it was just a metaphor. But Madara? Madara, he's back. This can't be good, Minato. But why would he be back in my son's body, Sensei? Not, not gonna try to understand that. I don't know how he did it, but he somehow was able to achieve. We gotta do something. Have a council meeting. They must be informed. The other nations must be informed. But before anything of that could happen, a shinobi arrived. Sir, I have a news. Kumo, Kiri, and Eva all together have been attacked, and their Jinchurikis and Biju have been taken. What? But by who? They claim to see a blonde-haired child with red eyes. Naruto. No, he is no longer Naruto, said Kushina. My child was killed by these people. He's Madara. But why would he do that? As that is when we see. Minato then said, call Hiruzen-sama and everyone else. We need to stop him before he causes any more mess. He is using my son's face after all. And so a council meeting was called. And after being called, we see that everyone was seated. What is this about, Minato? Asked Hiruzen, who was now an elder. Hiruzen-sama. And everyone else. My son Naruto Uzumaki was killed by the people of Konoha a few weeks back. And not only that, he was able to revive himself. But he wasn't Naruto anymore. He claimed to be Ghost of Uchiha. And we asked him when he came back after killing those civilians. It cannot be. Your child must be lying. Only one Ghost of Uchiha existed, and he was killed by Hashirama Senju. Madara Uchiha's name was the Ghost of Uchiha, the title that he held with pride. And that is what I'm trying to say. He is now revived in my son's body. And just to let you know, Kumo, Kiri, and Iwa were hit by him. The Jinchurikis and Bijus were taken from them. What? But why? As Minato licked his lips and then said, I don't know what they're planning, but it must be something big. We better be aware. As that is when a news came. Sir, I know it's impossible, but Suna has been just hit. And there and Taki's Jinchuriki has been taken. As now we go towards the other side, as Minato was now even more traumatized and scared for the sake of his other two children. He has already lost one of his son, who was now under the control of Madara, where his body and remains were, while Menma and Mito were now afraid and terrified that their brothers, who was always such an introverted person who wouldn't even speak and was always shy, has turned into some sort of a battle-hardened veteran who was feared by everyone. It cannot be. You cannot allow it to be surpassed any longer. We need to kill him before he does anything. Yes, I know. This is what we need to do now. We will kill him. Is that so? Said a voice as they heard that, leaning against a window, unbeknownst to all of them, was Naruto himself. He was wearing Madara's traditional robes as well as his armor, his gunbe on the back. As the atmosphere, the walking style, everything and the smirk resembled Madara. Madara, said Hiruzen Sarutobi and the others as they stood up. Ah, monkey, you've grown certainly old. Good to see you as well. What do you want from us? What I want is the Jinchurikis. You yourself are one, aren't you? The soul will not work. I already have Inkaku and Ginkaku in my possession, but I will need one of your two children as well. You think I would hand them over to you? You're sadly mistaken. As Minato charged with his Harishin, Minato, no! But what followed suit was the gunbe blocking him. Reflection. As a bright light emerged, and from it, a huge amount of chakra wave was thrown, as Minato was thrown outside of the Hokage Tower, as he Harishined himself back in, wounded somewhat. Damn it. Is that the extent of the Kages of this era? Quite disappointing. Hashirama would especially be disappointed. You just don't get to come here, Madara, and leave. Is that so? As suddenly, his eyes morphed into something, as a purple structure began to form around him. A skeletal structure made out of chakra. You think you can stop me? as two blades made out of pure chakra formed in its hand. What is that? Said Hiyashi. This Hyuga brat will be the legendary Susanoo, said Fugaku Uchiha. Yes, Fugaku. Legendary Susanoo. Now, unlike my mistake before, I'm going to be giving you a choice. A choice that is simple. Hand over the Jinchuriki or the whole village will die. What are you going to listen to? Your Kage or to me? Hand over the Jinchuriki. Said Danzo. What? No! As both of the Jinchurikis were snagged, as Obito arrived there to kamui them away from there. As that is when we see Minato slammed his hands on the table. No! I will not lose all my children. Not like this, because of you, arrogant assholes. You already have lost one. What makes the difference if you lose them all, Minato? We're not ready to die yet. Konoha needs to survive. You don't realize what you have done. As on the other side we see Minato called for a Kage summit while to discuss this with the other Kages, because they too were feeling enraged. And so was Minato. He needed to save his children, as both Menma and Mito, by the time he found out the alliance was formed, was already killed though. No. Our children, all of them are dead. And it's all our fault, said Kushina, as Minato had no one else but himself to blame. Again, his village has betrayed him. The village he was trying to protect. And now, there was nothing he could do. Nothing. I'm done with this village. Fuck you and everything you stand for. Fuck your will of fire. Fuck you all. You brought this upon yourself, Minato, said Danzo. You and the rest of civilians of Konoha did as well, Danzo, said Minato as he left with his wife, heartbroken that they have lost their children. Even his own sensei was thrown aside because they followed that stupid man's will, and this is what happened, losing everyone in return. As this was going on, we see that Madara has taken care of the rest. It is already going as you planned, Madara. What now we need to do? What else? It is time to bring everything into action. As Zetsu was called there and Obito was present. Obito, where are the rest? They are away at the moment, Zetsu. What are you called? You have gathered all the Bijus. It's time to revive Madara. That won't be necessary now. What? Why? There has been a change of plans, you see. As Zetsu tried to attack Obito, but before he could, a gunbei cut him in half. Gunbei laced with poison as well as seals that spread out on Zetsu's body. What? That paralyzed him and froze him in one place. Hello, Zetsu. Madara. But how? You see, I saw through you, finally. With the help and clarification from, let's just say, help from above. And now, I'm going to carry out the prophecy. And there will be nothing you can do about Kaguya. You think you can do anything? You're nothing more than the pages of history that I created. I wrote! You're nothing more than that. History can be destroyed and rewrite itself, as I will make this right now. I will erase the history you created and rewrite it in my own imagination, Zetsu. Zetsu, my friend, you have been helpful, said Obito, but you are no longer needed. You are nothing more than a traitorous son of a bitch. Don't call my mother that, because that is what she is. She gave birth to two of the most legendary shinobis and one son of a bitch. You. As after that, Zetsu was destroyed and killed by both of them, as huge flaming and lightning jutsus were seen, as screams were heard. The next morning, the husk of the 10 tails was brought to life, and Madara was the one who made Obito the Jinchuriki of it. Alright, now what? Now what are we going to do is use that 7th path, the path of the true eye. 7th path? But that has never been used. These hand seals. And after doing so, we see that Obito's eyes opened, and they were on his forehead, two of them, and they were able to see while his real eyes were closed. A person. As he saw Madara, who was in a silver clay, like himself. You will see white for the color you need to save, while the black for the color who needs to be destroyed. Gray is those who are still yet to be decided by Kami and Shinigami. This is the nature of one's soul that you can see from the eye of the truth. Alright, now what do we need to do? Destroy the ones in black. Use these hand seals that I taught you. Doing the hand seals together, he slammed his hands together. Chakra burst, as a huge chakra wave went throughout the whole elemental nation. As immediately a lot of people fell down to the ground without any notice or without any say or without any cause, as they all perished instantly with a single thing. But not all of them were affected, and their chakra was consumed by Obito himself. Now you need to do only one thing. Go there where she lies. Bring her back to life in exchange for their souls, and live the rest of your life happily. But why? What about this power? Keep it. You are the sage of this era, Obito, and only you can decide what the future's fate will be. This was the plan. What? What do you mean? To make you the sage. Because after Naruto, you were the only one, in the eyes of Kami, Yami, and Shinigami, a soul that was worth this power, the true child of prophecy before it was taken from you, after you were broken by the death of Rin Nohara. As Obito's eyes widened, as his jaw hung low, thus now we have a flashback to when Madara was sent here. Listen to me and listen to me well, Madara. There was another child of prophecy that we deemed necessary to choose. His name was Obito Uchiha, your grandson. What? But you corrupted him when Rin died by making him see that over and over again until he was broken. And that is why Naruto was chosen. So he was the first choice. Yes, because he was the only good soul in that damn world before Naruto. And like his counterpart, he will be broken here as well, because you will be reincarnated as Naruto. Since Naruto is dead, your goal is to use his body to correct everything, and to make sure that Obito becomes the sage of that era, and inform him of this mission from us. I will fulfill this duty. Even if I die again, I will revive and do this. As now we go to the present, as Obito was shocked. I don't understand. You don't need to. You are now the sage with the responsibility of watching over this world, with all this power at bay. Make sure that it doesn't fall into the one who have the dark aura surrounding them. Let them never, ever gain and rise in power again. I'll make sure of that. Besides, what could go wrong, right? As that is when Obito began to notice that Madara was disappearing. What is going on with you? My time here is up. Bury this body, okay? Or revive this poor soul. Because he too is like you. But remember, you can only revive one. Either Rin or him. It is up to you. And that is why I'm telling you, let this poor soul rest as well. Let him be asleep. As now we see, Madara departed from Naruto's body as Naruto, eyes closed shut as he fell there onto the ground. As Obito was in deep thought. He could go back to his life living with Rin and whatnot. And then there was a child who was kin to him. He used the seal then and there, in a rebirth, and brought back Naruto to life. What? Where am I? As he saw the man in front of him, please, don't hurt me. I promise, I'll be good this time, please. As Obito then said, you don't need to. Just be as you are. And who are you again? said Naruto. You can call me Obito Nisan. I'm something akin to your older brother, okay? Obito Nisan. Yes. Say, Naruto. Do you wish to go back to your family? No, They don't believe me. They hate me, I guess. I see. So how about this? How about we go and travel on our own? Travel? Yes, you and me. Going out on adventure on our own. I can be your sensei and your Nissan and teach you all I know about, said Obito in a cheerful tone, trying to cheer up the poor boy. Would you? That is when Obito noticed the spark in the boy's eyes, lit up with curiosity. Of course, why not? As Naruto then gave him a toothy grin. Then, then, please, if you have me. Of course, why not? As now we see, Obito piggybacked Naruto as both of them begin their travel, as Obito had a smile on his face, realizing that he made the right choice. Rin had died long time ago and needed to be rested. He could meet her after he perishes, but Naruto, this poor child, was someone like him who didn't deserve to die in such a way, because he heard from Madara everything about him, and he was the one who deserved it the more, even than him. So Rin had to wait for a little while before he somehow is able to find a way to pass on these powers and abilities to Naruto and make him a true child of prophecy, as Madara had said, to bring the full cycle to a close. Wait for me, Rin. I'll be there someday. Just a little longer as usual. Thought Obito to himself as he reminisced that how he was late whenever they were together in Team 7. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.